Hello everyone, welcome to Viti Pathshala. So in this class we would be doing the biology part of the 6th class. So good evening to all of you. So I would be completing your 6th class after these two chapters. Your 6th class second book would be completed. So let's start. So the first chapter in this would be the cell, and the second would be the human organ system. So these are the two parts and very important for your UPSC exam, or if you are giving SSC exam or other state PCS or state SSC exam. So this would be a beneficial or an important chapter that we are going to discuss now. So this is unit number 5, the cell. Now this chapter is they have made you visualize this chapter in a very good manner. So आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा है क्योंकि इन्होंने visualize करके आपको दिखाया हुआ है chapter. You will find the beautiful diagrams in this chapter. So let us start with the first chapter, that is the cell. So they have classified the cells at the beginning. So types of the cell they have told you. So these are the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So there are two types of the cell. One is prokaryotic and other is eukaryotic. So you will find that there is no true nucleus, and in other one you have a true nucleus. So how they are classified? They are classified on the basis of the nucleus. So one has a true nucleus and the other does not have. Then the prokaryotic examples are bacteria. Then comes is your cyanobacteria. So the examples of the prokaryotic cell are your bacteria, and the other one is your cyanobacteria. Then comes your eukaryotic. Eukaryotic have your nucleus. It comprises of a nucleus. Now these are your plant cell and the animal cell. So one is your plant cell and the other is here your animal cell. Now let's start the chapter. So here, after reading this chapter, you would be able to know about that all living things are made up of the cell. Now to observe the cell structure using the microscope, you have done in your school days this experiment in the laboratory of your school. And to understand the structure of the cell, to explain the components of the cell, to understand the structural difference between animal and plant cell. तो इस चैप्टर को पढ़ने के बाद आप ये सारी चीजें बता पाओगे, एक्सप्लेन कर पाओगे. Now first we will start with the introduction. Observe the two pictures that are given above. Do you observe any similarity between them? Yes, we see they are in a brick structure. So we can observe the similarity. So one is your wall of the house, other is they have shown the cell. Close your eyes and imagine a brick wall at your home. Now what is the basic building block of the wall? A single brick, of course. Now like a brick wall, your body is composed of the basic building blocks जिनको हम cell बोलते हैं. So these are the cell. Cell is the structural and the functional unit of the life. So when I was in the 9th class, so I that time learned this definition, and I remember till now this definition of the cell. So the definition of the cell is, it is the structural and the functional unit of the life, because it provides the structure to our body and it helps in the functioning of our body. So दो काम होते हैं इसके, एक तो ये structure provide करता है, एक function provide करता है. Now this cell is the basic structural and the functional unit of every living organism. This cell is self-sufficient to carry out all fundamental and essential function of an organism. So first we will start with the cell. All living things are made up of one or more cell. So all living things, they are made up of one or more cells. Now there are a variety of cell types, however they all have some common characteristic feature. हर किसी का common characteristic feature होता है. Now they have shown you through the microscope. So can you, more to know, can you see a cell with your naked eye? No, we can't. Cells are very minute and said to be the microscopic, so we cannot visualize or we cannot see them with our naked eyes. They can be observed only through a specialized scientific instrument that is known as the microscope. Nowadays, an electron microscope is used to magnify the cell and observe the cell on the computer or a laptop or other the instruments. Now, discovery of the cell. So the Englishman Robert Hooke, remember the Englishman Robert Hooke was a scientist, he was a mathematician, he was an inventor. So he improved the microscope. He improved microscope which was used in those days and built a compound microscope. तो इसने क्या किया, एक compound microscope बनाया. He placed the water lens beside the microscope to focus the light from the oil lamp on specimen to illuminate them brightly, so that he able to see minute particles of object clearly. So you can see that this is a compound microscope, the picture they have shown. So here you will find a flame, a water lens is given and the bright lit specimen is there. So this is the person, the picture you can see that this is the person who find about the cell and he told that this cell is similar to the cork. Now one day the Hooke made thin sections of the cork and he observed them through his microscope. He observed many small identical chambers which were hexagonal in the shape. So the shape was the hexagonal and he was very surprised. After that he saw many objects like butterflies wings, bees compound, etc. Bees compound eyes, etc. Now what happens when you observe one thing, then you wanted to see more and more, then the quest for the knowledge is arised and you wanted to see more and more things at a time. Now based on the observations, Hooke published a book named as the Micrographia in 1665, where he first used the term cell. So this is important, so the book name is important. So Micrographia, and then the Hooke, Robert Hooke is important, then cell is important. He described the structure of the tissue using the cell. So first comes the cell, then comes your tissue, then comes your organ, then comes your organ system, then comes your organ system, then comes your body, or we can see that the environment and the other parts, they start coming here. Now in Latin word cellula means the small chamber. Now the branch of this science that deals with the study of the cells, that is known as the cell biology. We call it the cell biology. The structural organization of the cell. The typical cell consists of the three major parts. So it will have an outer cell membrane, then a liquid cytoplasm and a nucleus. So the three things which you will find in a cell are the cell membrane, cytoplasm and a nucleus. Now, analogous to the body's internal organ like eyes, heart, lungs, organelles, and specified structures, and perform a valuable function necessary for normal cellular operation. Many of the minuscule but distinct structure, they are known as the organelles. They lie within the cell के अंदर ही होते हैं, इनको organelle बोलते हैं. So after tissue your organelle will come. So I have told you cell, then tissue, then I missed the organelle, then organelle comes, and then comes your the organ, and then organ system. Now, size of a cell. The size of cells may vary from a micrometer, a million of a meter, to few centimeters. Most cells are microscopic and cannot be seen with the naked eye. So when I was in the school, we used to do the experiment. When we goes to the laboratory, there we used to take the peel of the onion. So we used to carry the peel of the onion, and we used to see the cells in the microscope. सो वहां पर हम देखते थे कि माइक्रोस्कोप के जो सेल देखते थे, हम ऑब्जर्व करते थे कि कैसे वो दिखते हैं, और हम जो है प्याज का जो ऊपर का पार्ट होता है उसमें हम जो है उसकी एक लेयर को निकाल लेते थे. इन डेट वी यूज टू फाइंड डेट. Now they can be observed only through the microscope. Now smallest size of the cell is present in the bacteria. The size of the bacterial cell ranges from 0.01 micrometer to 0.5 micrometer. Now they have given the activity. We are not concerned with the activity. Now on the other hand, the largest cell is the egg of an ostrich. So this is an important data that you must know, that the largest cell is of an ostrich, which is 170 millimeter. Egg of an ostrich, which is 170 millimeter width. We can see this with our naked eye. Now human body, the nerve cell are believed to be the longest cell. Human body में जो हमारा longest cell होता है वो nerve होता है. Yes, organelles are located inside the cell. Organelles cell के inside होते हैं. So they come after the tissue. So first the cell will come, then your tissue will come, and then organelles will come, and then your organ will be formed. Now shapes. Now cells are of the different shapes. For example, some shapes are given in the below picture. So this is the nerve cell. This is a red blood cell. We call it as the RBC. Now this is your muscle cell. Now if I talk to you about the number of these cells present in the different organisms, they may vary. Now organism may either be unicellular. Uni means one, a single cell, or it can be a multicellular. So remember when we did the 6th class first term book, there we have discussed in the detail the what is unicellular or what is multicellular organism. Now do make your notes in a sequence so that they can be in a sequence, and when you read these notes again, so you may identify the things. Now organisms such as the bacteria, amoeba, chlamydomonas, and the yeast are the unicellular. On the other hand, organisms such as the spirogyra, the mango, human beings, these are the multicellular. Now these are made up of the few hundreds to the million of cells. The approximate number of the cells in the human body is 3.710 to the power 13, or this value they have shown to you. Now ranges of the cell size. So if we talk about, so from the small to the large, your virus is the small, then comes is the bacteria. So this is in the increasing way. Then your plant cell, then the human egg, then the frog egg, then comes your hen's egg and the ostrich egg. So this is the ranges of the cell size you will find here. Now types of the cell, generally cells are classified into two types. They are prokaryotic, it has no true nucleus consisting of no nuclear membrane नहीं होती है. Now another one is eukaryotic cell, it has the true nucleus consisting of the nuclear membrane. Now prokaryotic cell, the unicellular organism like bacteria has prokaryotic cell, इनका prokaryotic cell होता है. prokaryotic का मैं आपको क्या बता दूं, प्रिमिटिव, और जो यूकैरियोटिक हो जाता है वो डेवलप्ड बोल सकते हैं हम उसको. सो प्रो से आपका प्रिमिटिव बन गया एंड यूकैरियोटिक से आपका जो है दूसरा बन जाता है यूकैरियोटिक, मींस दैट इज डेवलप्ड. सो the bacteria has a prokaryotic cell, it has no true nucleus. Now this type of the nucleus is called as the nucleoid. Now no nuclear membrane is around this nucleoid. Now these cells were the first form of the life on the earth. Now it is ranging from 0.003 to 2.0 micrometer in the diameter. Now example is Escherichia coli bacteria. So this is a type of bacteria. Now this is the structure of the prokaryotic cell of the Escherichia coli bacteria they have shown. So you will see here, this is the membrane they have shown, sorry, this is the chromosome in between, and this, the blue one there, you will find the this is the outer membrane, and this is in between that, this one, this is their inner membrane, and this is flagellum. Now eukaryotic cell, now the similar things you will find in the NCERT book of the 9th class. यही चीजें आपको 9th class की NCERT book में मिलेंगी. Now eukaryotic cells which has the true nucleus is called as the eukaryotic cell बोलेंगे. Now it is bigger than the prokaryotic cell. Now its organelles bound by the membrane. Now example is the plants, animals, most of the fungi and the algae. Now eukaryote, so these are the ribosomes. The blue one you will find that these are the ribosomes. So this is the cell membrane. This in between the blue, this is your blue one, and the membrane enclosed nucleus. So outside you will find this purple color is the membrane enclosed nucleus. Then the mitochondria is your orange one. This orange one is your mitochondria in the eukaryotic cell. Now this table is very important for you. This classifies the differences between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic. So if you have to make the notes, so draw the diagram of draw this table in your notebook. Now its diameter ranges from 1 to 2 micron. So its diameter is from 10 to, this is O, 10 to 100 micron. Absence of the membrane bound organelles, presence of the membrane bound organelles. Now nucleus consisting of the no nuclear membrane, true nucleus consisting of the nuclear membrane. Here you will find the absence of the nuclei, and here is the presence of the nucleoli. Now this was about the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic. Now we will be moving further, and we will be studying about the plant cell and the animal cell. Now both the plant and the animal cell, they are made up of these cells. Both cells are eukaryotic in nature, so they are developed one, so they are eukaryotic in nature. That means they have a well defined membrane bound nucleus. So इनमें well आपको nucleus देखने को मिलेगा. Now plant cell की अगर मैं बात करूं, if I talk to you about the plant cell, it is usually larger in size होता है, it is hard in nature. Now plant cell have a cell wall in addition to the cell membrane. So cell membrane भी होती है cell wall के अलावा. So in the picture you can see that this is your cell wall. The green in color is your cell wall. So this here, this I will show you here. This is your cell wall, and other is your cell membrane. So the green color is your cell membrane and the cell wall. Now plant cell have the क्लोरोप्लास्ट विच कंटेन द क्लोरोफिल. सो ये जो बीच में आपको ग्रीन कलर के दिखाई दे रहे हैं ये क्लोरोप्लास्ट है, इनमें क्लोरोफिल होता है. Yes Raja, I started earlier, so I was not feeling well, so that's why I started earlier. I wanted to complete this today. So I am not taking the mains class also from the 2 days. On the Thursday and the Friday I have not taken the mains class. Now plant cell have the chloroplast which contain the chlorophyll. Now plant cell have the large vacuoles or the centrioles are the absent. So you can watch the video again from the beginning, it would be available. Now next comes is your animal cell. Now animal cell are the generally smaller than the plant cell. No, I have to complete the syllabus. Now exam is very important. I want to complete the syllabus before 20, so that you would be able to revise it again and again. You would able to study, and it will build your confidence. When you will sit in the exam, it will definitely build your confidence. And for 2021 they would be those who are appearing for the 2021 exam, they would be having a plus point, so that if I complete that in the August, so they can study more advanced books. They can move to the M Lakshmikant book, or they can start in the history. They can read the that Bipin Chandra or the Rajiv Ahir. So art and culture Nitin Singhania, and for the GC Leong they can study for the your geography part. So if I would complete these things in advance, so this would be better for those who are preparing for 2021. So they can study more in advance. So because for the mains you require a lot of knowledge. And also I will tell you, everyone who is preparing for 2020 or 2021, do read editorial or do read a newspaper daily, and that is must to clear the UPSC. Now animal cells are generally smaller than the plant cell. Now it is not so hard as the plant cell. The cell wall is absent. So difference, remember that the difference between the plant cell and the animal cell is that the cell wall is not there. So in the animal cell you will not find the cell wall. Now the chloroplast is usually absent here. Now an animal cell may have these many small vacuoles. Now centrioles are found in the animal cells. An animal cell may have the many small vacuoles हो सकते हैं. Centrioles are found in the animal cells. Now this here, if I enlarge this picture for you, so in the animal cell you will see that the cell wall is not present. So remember, when you will be differentiating between the plant and the animal cell, remember one thing is that the there you will not find in the animal cell, that is the cell wall. So this is the mitochondria. Then this is the Golgi apparatus. Then here you have the endoplasmic reticulum. So this is the endoplasmic reticulum. Then this green one is nucleus. Then this is your nucleus and the nucleus. Then this is the yellow one is your cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the yellow one. And the plasma membrane you will find here, this at the outside, this one is your plasma membrane. Now 3-dimensional cell structure. How does a cell look like? What is the shape and the size? So this is your 3D shape of a cell. So they have worked so hard to make these books. So I appreciate the person who have made these books. Hats off to the Tamil Nadu SCRT board. So they have made such a beautiful books. Now you can, they have also given you the 3D. So these type of the books were not available at our time when we were in the school. Now cell membrane, then this outer one, this one is your cell membrane, then this comes is your, the red one in the between is your nucleus, and the between is your nucleolus. Then this is your the cytoplasm, and this one is your mitochondria. Then this one is your endoplasmic reticulum, and this is the Golgi apparatus. Now the above cell has a three-dimensional view. We can see, okay Raja, so but they have done a great job, hats off to them. That the NCERT has not changed their books. When I was in the school, the same books are, the students are reading the same books now only. The 20 years have been gone. So our education policy is not the good. So the books should be revised every 5 years. There should be a committee. Like the government changes after every 5 years, the books should be changed after every 5 years. Now I appreciate the work done by the Tamil Nadu SCRT board. Now the true education, they are providing the true education to the student. Now at least the book should be provided freely. If you cannot afford the education free, you should build the good books. Now I will not appreciate the Delhi government. Delhi government does not have done anything. They are only showing, they made the buildings. The Delhi government has only made the buildings. They have not hired the good teachers, nor they have the good books or the other facilities. Now education is not about the infrastructure. It is about the resources the student have to clear the exam. So that is important. I am hearing from the last 3 or the 4 years that the NCERT is about to revise, and I don't know when it will do so. And nowadays the teachers are so greedy. They just want the money. They does not concern about the education or about the students. Now we can see the 3 sides of the cell structure. Now you can also view the size, shape and the location of the organelles of the cell also. No good governance, only the freebies. Now he had distributed everything in the free. Now he does not have the money. He does not have money even to provide the good health to its citizens. That is the propaganda, na? That is a propaganda. I have visited na schools. So I have seen the schools, na, there is the pathetic condition in the schools, that there are not, you will not find the teachers. And now also you will find that the students, they have been taught in the Hindi medium. So there are many schools which taught in the Hindi medium, and when we will look our the examination structure, when you will pass out from these schools, you have to appear for the exam which have the, I mean the governance in the terms of the school, sir. No, there is no governance, only the propaganda, only the advertisement that the Arvind Kejriwal is doing in the Delhi, nothing more. Only he has done the so much advertisement on the his policies, nothing on the ground. So he has opened the mohalla clinics. Now they are mohalla clinics are useless. So if a person feel having a coronavirus, will he visit the mohalla clinic, or he need a better hospital with the ventilators? No, you come here and visit the, okay, you see the things would be done through when you will see the books only. So they are not providing the material, good material. So I will appreciate the education that is prevailing in the south, because the things we need is the good books. Now in the 3D we can see the entire view of the cell. It exposes the accurate size and the shape and show the correct location of the cell organelles. So I haven't find such colorful books in any state. So I have seen the books of every state almost, but such type of the books I have not find anywhere. So that's why I have suggested you to read these books. Now they have given you a beautiful comparison. There you have the definition, they have given you the definition and the name of that. Now a cell wall, it surrounds and protects the cell, make the cell stiff and the strong. So special name is the supporter and the protector. So cell wall is the supporter and the protector. Then what is the work of the cell membrane? It holds and protect the cell. It controls the movement of the material in and out of the cell, gate of the cell. Now next comes is the cytoplasm, a watery gel-like material in which the cell parts move. Now the area of the movement. This tabular is very important for the SSC exam. So if anyone is appearing for the SSC exam, then this is very good for that. Now cytoplasm, a watery gel-like material in which the cell parts move, area of the movement. The mitochondria is produce and supply most of the energy for the cell. It is the powerhouse of the cell. Now chloroplast, it contains the green pigment chlorophyll. So in the chloroplast you will find that the chlorophyll. Now it captures the energy of the sunlight and use it to produce the food for the cell by the process of the photosynthesis. Now food producers for the cell, these are the plant cell. Now next comes is the vacuoles. They are the store the food, water and the chemicals. So their nature is the storage tanks. So vacuoles, they have the storage in the nature. Now nucleus act as the brain of the cell, control center, and regulates and controls all the cell activities. Now nucleus membrane surrounds and protects the nucleus, control the movement of the materials in and out of the nucleus. This is the gate of the nucleus. Now do make the notes, or you can take out the print of this page and keep in your keep for your reference. This is very important. This page is very important. You can take print of this page. Now this would be beneficial for you, and you no need to search web for any information. If you have to search for any information that you are not finding any basic thing, do open the book of the Tamil Nadu SCRT books from 6th to the 12th. You will find everything in these books, whatever you want for your preparation. But for the advanced level or for mains, you need to have the classical books which I have told you earlier. So the points to remember is this: cell are the basic units of the all living organisms. There are two types. There are two major cell types, such as the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. Both the plants and the animal cells have the unique organelles which are capable of carrying out the specialized functions. The plant cells have the unique components such as the cell wall, chloroplast, compared to the animal cell. So this was the first chapter of the today that we have completed, and the next chapter that we are going to study is the other one is the human organ system that we are going to start. Now I am reading these books when they were not published officially. They were not published. I am reading these books from that time. So it was like in 2017 the draft was come of these books, and first they were available for only 9th and the 11th class. So recently they have made available from the 6th to the 12th. So earlier they were not, and I was in the search of the geography book. So I wanted to study the geography is too much complicated, and you will not able to understand from the 11th class NCERT book. It has the it is complicated book and complicated terms. So when I found the book of the 11th class geography, I took a printout and started reading it. Now it is in a sequence, it is a colorful book, and it has been made in a sequence for your UPSC exam itself. So from that day onwards, I started reading these books and started suggesting others also to read these books. So human organ system. So let's start this chapter. After studying this chapter, you would be able to understand the structure and the function of the organ system and the human body. Now, to gain the knowledge of the various human body system and their coordination, to understand the importance of the life processes such as the digestion, absorption, respiration, and excretion. So the teachers at the top IES institutes, so they are also using these books as the reference for making the notes out of these books, and then they are dictating the notes to the other people. Now introduction, that is the organ system, and you also can read this book alone, but the thing that the activity I am teaching you these books is behind that is that when you will start reading yourself, you would not able to cover all the books because you will stop anywhere in between. So as I am taking the classes, you would be able to cover them once with me, and once you would be able to cover them yourself, so that the concept is clear and the things are clear for the exam. And basic knowledge is very important for clearing the UPSC, and if you are wanted to become an officer, then the basics should be clear. Now let's start the chapter. So first comes is the introduction. Now organ system are formed by the association of the organs which are organized from the tissues. The kind of organization helps the organism to perform various activities more efficiently. A group of the organs that work together to perform a particular function is known as the, उसको हम organ system बोलते हैं. So a group of organs, when they perform the work together, so like our body, so that is performing all together, so that is the organ system. So the human body has the 8 major organ system. So हमारे human body के 8 major organ system है. So first one is our the skeleton system that provides a structure to our body. So it is the draft of our body, that is the skeleton system. Then comes is our muscular system, then the digestive system, respiratory system, and the circulatory system, the nervous system, endocrine system, and excretory system. So these 8 types of the system we used to study in detail. Exactly, that's the discipline. We missed the class now. Again, we don't have that mindset to read again. Yeah, Raja, that's correct. Now, in this lesson, let us study more about the structure and function of these organ system of our body. Now, first comes is the skeleton system. So, we would be discussing all of the 8 in this chapter. So, first comes is our skeleton system. The skeleton system consists of the bones, the cartilages, and the joints. So what it comprises of? It comprises of the bones, the cartilages, and the joints. Now bones provide a framework for our body. Now bones along with the muscles help in the movements such as walking, running, chewing, and the dancing, etc. This is provided by the bones. So the adult human skeleton system consists of the 206 bones and few cartilages। एंड ये तो आपको पता ही होगा कि मुन्ना भाई MBBS मूवी में जो है 206 बोन बोलता है वो, सो ये तो सबको याद होगा कि हमारी बॉडी में कितनी बोन्स होती हैं। देयर आर दी 206 बोन्स एंड फ्यू कार्टिलेजेस, लिगामेंट्स एंड दी टेंडन्स। Now ligament help to connect the bone to the bone. So the connecting link, so bone to the bone is connected with the ligament. So remember, bone to the bone is connected with the ligament. Now the function of the ligament is to connect a bone to other bone. Now tendons is to connect the bone to the muscle. So tendon will connect the bone to the muscle. Now the two major divisions of the skeleton system are axial skeleton and the other is appendicular skeleton. So one is the axial skeleton and other is appendicular skeleton. Now axial skeleton forms the upright axis of the body, which include, what is your axial skeleton? It is upright axis of the body, and that includes the skull, vertebral column and the rib cage. Now appendicular skeleton, that consists of the bones of the limbs and their pectoral and the pelvic girdles. Now first we will start with the skull. The skull is made up of the cranial bones and the facial bones. Now it protects the brain and the structures of the face. The hyoid bone present at the base of the buccal cavity and the auditory oscills, malleus, incus and the stapes are also included in the skull. लोअर जो बोन इज द लार्जेस्ट वन। सो लोअर जो बोन ये हमारी सबसे लार्जेस्ट होती है। दिस लोअर जो बोन इज आवर द लार्जेस्ट बोन and the strongest bone in the human face. So remember, the sometime UPSC also asked such questions. They came in the CAPF exam. So for the becoming the assistant commandant, so such type of the questions are asked, and for assistant commandant maximum science questions are asked. Any one of you are preparing for that assistant commandant exam, then there you would be required to such type of the question, and science comes the more in the assistant commandant and less in the UPSC. So lower jaw bone is the largest, or if someone is preparing for the CDS or the NDA exam, wanted to join the army, for those exam this is important. So such type of the science is important. Now lower jaw bone is the largest and the strongest in our human face, remember. Now vertical column extends from the base of the skull and it protects the spinal cord. Now it is formed by a number of the serially arranged small bones that are called as the vertebrae. The singular, that is the vertebra. Now rib cage. The rib cage is made up of the 12 pairs of the curved flat rib bones. Now it protects the delicate and the vital organs. ये किनको प्रोटेक्शन देता है? रिब केज हमारे हार्ट और लंग्स और अदर जो हमारे यहाँ रिब केज के पास छाती में जितने हमारे होते हैं उनको इट प्रोवाइड्स द प्रोटेक्शन. देन कम्स इज द लिब्स. मैन हैज 2 pairs of the limbs, namely upper limb, that is the forelimb, and the lower is the hind limb बोलते हैं हम उसको, that we call it as the hind limb. Forelimbs are used for the holding, writing, etc. And while the hind limbs are used for the walking, sitting, etc., the hind limbs are used. So let us study through the diagram of the skull. So this skeleton, you will find that this upper part is your skull. Then the next part is your spinal column. So this one is your spinal column. Then this part is your ribs. So they are the 12 in the pair. So when you do the first aid course, there is a first aid course of one week. So there they teach you these primary things, these basic things when you will do the first aid course. Then next comes is the ulna. So this is your ulna and this is the pelvis. This is our pelvis. Then after this comes is your femur bone. This is your femur bone, and this lower one, this small one, this is the tibia. Femur and the tibia. Now girdles, the forelimbs and the hind limbs are attached to the axial skeleton with the help of the pectoral and the pelvic girdle respectively. Now the smallest bone in our body is present inside our ear. So this is very important. This fact they have given, which the facts they have given, this is very important for your exam. So which exam I was discussing you earlier, this is important for those exams. So this is the first, femur is the longest bone. Yes, Raja, but I was talking about the longest bone in your the face or the skull. The largest of the scale or the strongest of your is the jawbone in your skull. The smallest bone of our body present is the ear, that is the steps, and the femur. Yeah, I know that the femur is the longest bone. It is a 2.8 millimeter long. This the longest bone इन दी बॉडी इज दी थाई बोन. जो लॉन्गेस्ट बोन होती है हमारी बॉडी में वो थाई बोन होती है, जिसको हम फीमर बोलते हैं, हमारे सातल की बोन, दैट इज द फीमर. A newborn baby has more than 300 bones. As the baby grows, some bones are joined together, hence the skeleton has the 206 bones. So this is an important do you know that? You must know that. So आपको लार्जेस्ट बोन पता होनी चाहिए, स्मॉलेस्ट बोन पता होनी चाहिए. स्मॉलेस्ट कहाँ होती है और लार्जेस्ट कहाँ होती है, you must know that. Now the next part comes is the muscular system. So in the body, the muscular system along with the skeleton and the nervous system is responsible for our body movement. Now muscles can contract and therefore help in moving other parts of the body. Now muscles can contract, and that's why the baby bone is supple and the malleable. Yes, yes. Yes, Raja. Now muscles can contract and therefore help in the moving other parts of the body. So Raja, there is a book that is of the ethics. The Tamil Nadu and SCRT have made the books of the ethics, and these books are for the 11th class and the 12th class, I think so, and but they are not available online. So I will suggest you, if you find them offline, so kindly let me know about that. And ethics and culture, it talks about the ethics and the culture. So they are available in like Tamil Nadu medium, Tamil, they are available in Tamil but not in English, I think. So I want them in English. If you find in English, kindly let me know about that, because I need for these book for the ethics exam. I want to see that is they sufficient for the ethics that we require in the GS4. Are they useful for that or not? Okay, they are in only in Tamil language. Okay, that's the problem. Now I wanted them in the English. Okay. So is there any is the Google Translate converts the Tamil into the English? Does the Google Translate convert the Tamil into English or not? Let me know that also, because we can convert the English into Hindi, I know, and Hindi into the English. The software is available. Okay, is it useful for ethics or not? Now muscles can contract and therefore help in the moving other parts of the body. Now it maintains the posture and the body position. There are three types of the muscles, namely the skeleton muscle, the smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle. So how do the muscles work? Okay, I thought that they would be useful. I didn't see them, no, because they were the Tamil. Okay. Then I have my notes for the, they are sufficient for the GS for ethics. So I wanted some classical text if there is in on the ethics. I have my notes that are available, so they are the very good for the, so they are the best in the market for the ethics exam. Now muscles of the body can only pull and they can push. Now two muscles are required to move a bone at a joint. Now when muscle contracts, the other muscle relaxes. Yes, I know about the lexicon book, but I have the notes I will provide you when we will be doing the mains ethics. I would be taking the classes, so you will find that they are good. No, don't refer any book. I would be giving you the notes. When I would be taking the mains classes after the prelims exam for the ethics, I would be conducting ethics classes after the prelims is over. So then we would be doing the ethics, and you will find it interesting. Now the ethics paper, it is a mixture of the scholars, that is philosophy, then your psychology. It is mixture of that. Now please, I don't know the name, it is Manikant or the other one. There is a teacher at the Vajiram and Ravi, so that is good at the ethics. He also teaches at the vision also. Now for example, to move the lower arm up and the down, the two types of the muscle called the bicep and the tricep are required. When we raise our lower hand, the biceps in the front become short by the contraction, and the triceps at the back strength to pull up the arm. Now when we lower our arm, जब हम अपना arm नीचे करते हैं, the triceps at the back contract and the biceps stretch at the to pull the arm down. Now those people who go to gym, they know about the what is the triceps and what is biceps. They know which exercise is suitable for the biceps building and which is suitable for the triceps building. Now next comes is the skeleton muscles. Now skeleton muscles of our body are attached to the bones. Now they are called as the voluntary muscles because they can controlled by our will. Example, the muscles of the arms. Now this you will find, this is the tendon. Now this is your bone. Now tendon connects muscle to the bone. Tendon जो है वो muscle को जो है आपकी bone से connect करता है. Now these you have the blood vessels and this is your muscle fiber. So they have shown you a beautiful picture, that is a 3D picture they have shown you. Next comes is the smooth muscles. Yes. Now smooth muscles are found in the walls of the digestive tract, urinary bladder, arteries and the other internal organs. Now they are called as the involuntary muscles because they are not controlled by our will. Now this picture you will find that this is your stomach, a beautiful stomach they have shown to you, and this part is your pancreas and this comes as your intestine. The cardiac muscle. So the walls of the heart is made up of the cardiac muscle. जो हार्ट की वॉल्स होती हैं वो कार्डिक मसल की बनी होती हैं. दे प्रोटेक्ट योर हार्ट. दे आर इन द नेचर ऑफ द प्रोटेक्शन. दे आर केपेबल टू द रिदमिक कॉन्ट्रैक्शन कंटिन्यूअसली एंड इनवॉलेंटरी इन द नेचर. Now next comes is your muscular system. So here you will find this one is your biceps and the blend the arm and the elbow. So this one, the corner one, is your triceps. You straighten the elbow. Now finger flexors, bend the fingers, and this is your finger flexors. You will find in your arm. Now finger extenders behind, these are the straighteners. Straightens the fingers, they straighten the finger. Now next comes is the digestive system. Digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and associated glands. So we would be reading these things again in the 9th class. When we will come to the 9th class, we will be doing these again. Now the digestive system, it has alimentary canal, then the associated glands. Now this system is involved in the conversion of the complex food substances into the simple food and the absorption of the digestive food. The digestive glands associated with the alimentary canal are known as the salivary glands, बोलते हैं हम इनको, liver and the pancreas. They secrete the enzymes which help in the process of the digestion. So ये जो pancreas हैं, ये क्या करते हैं? they secrete the enzymes, and the enzymes are useful for the digestion of the food. In the digestion of the food, it does in the digestive tract and the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal is about 9 meter long होती है. It is 9 meter long, and stomach is the major organ for the digestion of the food materials. The absorption of the digested food occurs in the small intestine में होता है. Now parts of the alimentary canal are the mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus or the food pipe, stomach and the small intestine, large intestine and the anus. Now associated glands for the digestion, they are the salivary gland, the gastric gland, liver, pancreas and the intestinal gland. Now if you wanted to download these books, you will find at the link that my website link I have given this at the below. Yes, I have taught you in the detail. Now that biology class is very useful for the SSC exam. So directly questions come from that my biology class I have taken. So you can download all the books that are useful for your UPSC. I have provided them at the download section of my website. Now the digestive system, that is the mouth. So this here the food goes inside, and the mechanical and the chemical digestion of the food. Here the process is done by the teeth, tongue and the saliva. Then it goes to the salivary glands, produces the saliva which helps in the lubricate the food for the easier swallowing. Then contains the antibacterial agents and the enzyme salivary amylase which breaks down the tract. Now this comes as the liver. Now liver, blood carrying nutrients from the small intestine passes through the liver. So it passes through the liver which filters is, जो उसको filter करता है, and breaks down and synthesizes the protein. It converts the protein into the glucose and the glycogen and also produces the bile juice. So it happens in the liver में होता है. Then comes is your stomach. Stomach mixes. Stomach का काम क्या है? ये store करता है, ये मिक्स करता है. इट हेल्प्स इन द डाइजेस्टिंग द फूड, एंड विद द गैस्ट्रिक जूस इट प्रोड्यूसेस विच कंसिस्ट ऑफ there are some mistakes in the books. Also the mistakes was there in the constitution chapter which we have done. Now gastric juice it produces, and which consists of the mucus, enzymes and the hydrochloric acid. Now small intestine, a long tube. What is the small intestine? This one is the long tube which is 6 meter, in which the most of the chemical digestion occurs. Nutrients are absorbed from here into the bloodstream. The next comes is the large intestine, absorbs the water from the food that have not been digested in the small intestine. It also absorbs some important vitamins that are produced by the large number of the bacteria in the bacteria it harbors. So they have been introducing the every system to you. This is only the introduction part of the every part of your body. Now next comes is your respiratory system. Respiratory system is involved in the exchange of the respiratory gases and thereby helps us to breathe. The human respiratory system, it consists of the nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi and the lungs. So it helps in the movement of the air in and the out of the body. So this helps in the inning and the out of the body. So we exchange here, the exchange of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide takes place. It occurs between the air in the lung and the blood. Now the entry of the food into the windpipe is prevented by the flap like structure which is called as the epiglottis. Now lungs, if I talk to you about the lungs are the main respiratory organ. Now they are located within the chest cavity. The trachea, commonly called as the windpipe, trachea को हम क्या बोलते हैं, windpipe बोलते हैं, is the tube supported by the cartilaginous rings that connects the pharynx and the larynx to the lungs. उनको connect करती हैं, allowing the passage of the air. यहाँ से जो है air को air यहाँ से pass हो जाती है. The trachea divides into the right and the left bronchi and enters into the lungs. Now they divide further and ends into the small air sacs called as the alveoli. The lungs are covered by the double layered, that is the pleura. Now diffusion of the gases, that is the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, occurs across the alveolar membrane. Now this is the picture for the your respiratory system की picture है. ये nasal cavity है where the temperature and the humidity of the air we breathe is adjusted in this cavities. Now these are the structures you will find, that is the bronchus and these are the bronchi. Then this is your diaphragm, and the lungs where the gases takes place. Now when we inhale, where does the air go? Air कहाँ जाती है? सबसे पहले nostril में, then it goes to the nasal cavity, then it goes to the pharynx, then the larynx. One is your food pipe and the other is your the air pipe. Then the trachea, the bronchus, the bronchiole and the alveolus. Now exchanges of the gases by the respiratory system involve the three different processes, such as first is the external respiration, second is your internal respiration and the third one is the cellular respiration. So in the first one, that is external respiration, में क्या होता है, हम जो है intake करते हैं ऑक्सीजन को, we intake oxygen from the air and in turn we release the carbon dioxide from the lungs, occurs through the nostrils. Now second is the internal respiration. It takes taking in the oxygen, we are taking in oxygen, then we gives out, हम oxygen को release, carbon dioxide release करते हैं, and the circulatory system transports the oxygen and the carbon dioxide to the form all parts of the body. Now hemoglobin, I told you that the hemoglobin is made up of the iron plus में the glucose. It is made of the iron. Now is the in the red blood cell is the transport. It helps in the transportation of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide to our body part. Now cellular respiration, cells takes in the oxygen O2 and they release the carbon dioxide, और वो carbon dioxide O2 लेते हैं, carbon dioxide छोड़ देते हैं. Now do you know each lung has about 300 million air sacs होते हैं, और we call as that the alveoli, or the yawning helps us to take in more amount of the oxygen and to give out the carbon dioxide. Whenever we yawn, so we are taking more oxygen and we are releasing the carbon dioxide outside. Now this was about our respiratory system, and next comes is our the circulatory system. The circulatory system is one of the most important system consisting of the heart, blood vessels and the blood. So circulatory system में क्या आता है, हमारा heart आता है, blood vessels और blood आती है. It transport the respiratory gases, nutrients and the hormones and the waste material within the body. So उसका जो regulation होता है वो कौन करता है, circulatory system में. It protects the body from the harmful pathogens and also regulates the body temperature. The first comes as the heart. So heart is located in the thoracic cavity between the two lungs, उनके वहां पे आपको मिलेगा. The heart is the four chambered and is surrounded by a double layer membrane जिसको हम बोलते हैं pericardium, and that protects our heart. The heart pumps the blood continuously throughout our lifetime. Now this you will find at the node. Then this is your right atrium, this is your left atrium. There are the four part. We have the four chambered. हमारा जो heart होता है वो four chambered heart होता है. Sir, there is an error in the textbook. CO2 transportation mainly occurs with an enzyme called the carbonic anhydrate, not the hemoglobin. So that is not the error, Shrikant. This they are trying to explain these things to the children. The level of the children is 6th class, so they are trying to make this simple. So एक ही चीज में वो सारी चीजें समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो इसलिए उन्होंने जो है इसको ऐसा बना दिया है कि जो 6th क्लास का एक बच्चा है उसको ये चीजें समझ में आ जाएं. So later on when we will be going to study it in the 9th class, it would be fine, because अभी बच्चे का लेवल देखो, बच्चे का लेवल क्या है 6th क्लास का. इतनी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड चीज उसको समझ में नहीं आएंगी, and he will not be taking the interest also. Now this is the AV node. This is our, I was telling you that our heart is having the 4 chamber. हमारे हार्ट के 4 चैम्बर होते हैं. Now the yes, and that is also correct. Right ventricle and the left ventricle. Now blood vessels. The types of the blood vessels are the present in the body. Now they are the arteries, veins, and the capillaries. They form a closed network through the blood is the circulated. Now blood is the fluid that is the connective tissue of the red color containing the plasma and the blood cells. Now there are the 3 types of the blood cell जो कि आपकी RBCs होती हैं, WBC होती हैं, and the your platelets. Now RBCs are produced in the bone marrow में. So आपकी RBCs कहाँ produce होती हैं? Bone marrow में. So this circular system, superior vena cava, then aorta, the heart, the pumps to the body. Now pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein. So pulmonary artery, remember, it carries the blood from the right ventricle to the lung, and the pulmonary vein, it carries the blood from the lung to the left atrium. Now they have given in the 6th class so much that it is not understood able to the student who is of the 6th class. He is a child of the 6th class. The arteries shown in the red, they carry the blood from the heart to the all parts of the body, and all arteries except the pulmonary arteries, they are oxygenated red blood, means that they carry the pure blood. ये pure जो है blood को carry करती हैं. Whereas the veins shown in the blue, they carry the blood from the all parts of the body back to the heart. All veins carry the blood that are depleted of the oxygen, therefore the bluish in color. So they are the pure, they carry the impure blood को carry करती हैं. Now capillaries are very narrow tubes not shown in this diagram. They connects the end of the all the arteries, उनको जो है वो connect करती हैं to the veins. Now they deliver and pick up the gases, nutrients and the waste products. Now they have shown you that you can donate your blood and you can save the life of the persons. So blood donation is a good activity they have shown. Now the 6th one is that the nervous system. Now nervous system is the well developed in the human, and it is composed of the neurons or the nerve cell का बना होता है. This system include your brain, the spinal cord, sensory organs and nerves का बना होता है. The 2 important functions of the nervous system along with the endocrine system is your conduction and the coordination. So if I talk about the nervous system, so the brain. So brain is the part of the central nervous system that जो regulate और control करता है हमारी body, activities of body. the site of the conscious and the memory. So later on we would be studying about the parts of the like the hypothalamus क्या करता है, ठीक है, और other parts क्या करते हैं of the our brain. Now next comes is the spinal cord. This in between this cord, this is the spinal cord, is a bundle of the nerves extended from the brain through the backbone. It conducts the signal to the from the brain, और ये signals लेके जाते हैं brain से other part तक. Now next comes is the intercostal nerves, और this is the radial nerve हम बोल सकते हैं, और femoral nerve. Now peripheral nerves are the network of the nerves and the ganglion that carry the signals from the central nervous system. Now they have given so much in detail that these are not necessary for even for the UPSC. So these types of the nerves are not important for your UPSC purpose. The only thing that is necessary is you know about the brain and the spinal cord, that is enough. And the work of the nervous system or the nerves, that is important only. Now they have shown you the brain, I was talking about that. Now the brain is a complex organ which is placed in the cranium में जो है, cranium protects the brain. It is protected by the 3-layered tissue that covering called is the meninges. So mening is the covering that protects the brain. Now brain has the 3 regions, namely the brain, midbrain और hindbrain. सो ब्रेन को हमने 3 पार्ट में बांट दिया, एक होता है ब्रेन, एक होता है मिड ब्रेन, एक होता है हिंड ब्रेन. नाउ इट इज कंट्रोलिंग सेंटर ऑफ द बॉडी. नाउ इट इज ऑलवेज गुड टू हैव मोर नॉलेज रेदर देन दी लेस नॉलेज. हमेशा ज्यादा नॉलेज आपको हेल्प करेगी रेदर देन हैविंग दी लेस नॉलेज. So if you carry more food, if you carry more water when you are going out, that will eventually help you rather than carrying less things. Now this outer part is cerebrum, then this is cerebellum, and this is medulla oblongata. Now spinal cord, what is the spinal cord? Now it is the extension of the medulla oblongata of the hindbrain, and it is enclosed within the vertebral column. Now spinal cord connects the brain to the different parts of the body through the nerves. Now what are the functions of the nervous system? First is your sensory. So they have shown you a beautiful picture at here. So 1, 2 and 3, how your eyes visualize and how the picture is formed on the retina. Retina पे picture बनती है, message brain को जाता है, brain से different parts of the body पे जाता है, and then your hand moves. So the first thing is your sensory input, the conduction of the signals from the sensory receptors. Then the other is the integration of the sensory signals and the formulation of the responses and the motor output. That is the conduction of the signals from the brain to the spinal cord to effectors such as the muscles and the gland cells. Now brain is said to store as many as 100 million bits of the information in a life of the time. Now next comes is the sensory organs. Now we have the 5 sensory organs. The sense organs are like the windows to the outside world. Now these are the 5 sensory organs. ये हैं हमारे eyes, ear, nose, tongue and the skin. Now they make us aware about our surrounding. Now we are able to see, hear, smell, taste and the feel only थ्रू दी सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स. तो हम जो है सुन पाते हैं, स्मेल कर पाते हैं, टेस्ट कर पाते हैं, फील कर पाते हैं, ये सेंसरी ऑर्गन के द्वारा ही है. Now eyes help us to see things around us, their color, shape, size, whether they are near or the far, moving or at the rest. Eyelids are the eyelashes, keeps the eyes safe, रखती हैं eyes को. The eye has the 3 main parts, namely the cornea, iris and the pupil. So इसमें आपका pupil होता है, this part, this black one is pupil, this is the lens and this is the iris. So and this is your cornea and the retina where the picture is formed and the message is sent. Now next comes is your ear. Ear help us to hear and the differentiate the sound around us, कि कौन सी आवाज कहाँ से आ रही है, differentiate करने में मदद करता है. The ear also help us to maintaining the balance of the body when we are walking, we are running or we are climbing. The ear has three major parts होते हैं इसके, the outer ear, the middle ear and the inner ear. The outer is the ear is the human being is made up of the external flap का बना होता है जिसको हम पिन्ना बोलते हैं. So which is extra organ which is not required. So this is the pinna. So and the eardrum, the middle ear and the inner ear, the picture shows you the outer ear, pinna and the inner ear. Now next comes is the skin. So your pinna is an vestigial organ. Similarly the vestigial organ in our body is your appendix. Appendix is also a vestigial organ. Vestigial organs are which are of no use. Now skin, remember the skin is the largest sense organ as cover the whole body, whereas the largest organ is also our skin. So सबसे बड़ा organ कौन सा है? Skin है. The skin help us to feel the thing around us by touching. हमारे आसपास जितनी भी चीजें हैं उनको हम टच करते हैं, and whether they are the hot or the cold, smooth or the rough or dry or the wet or the hard or the skin. Now skin covers the body and they protect it from the germs. It also keeps the body moist and they regulates the body temperature. Now I was trying to put the pen drive in my television, so the port was at the back, so I was not able to see where the port is. So with my finger I was trying to find out where, I was trying to sense where is the dead port and to place the pen drive. So the sensory organs are very useful for us to identify the things which we are not able to see. So the eyes, they act as our eye. So I realized that the sense, if we do not have the sense, so that is also important, and that the sense are equivalent to our eyes. Now epidermis, the upper layer is the epidermis, and then the lower is the dermis, and the hypodermis is that the lowest layer of the skin. Now in between the dermis and the hypodermis you will find the vein and the arteries. Then the function of the skin forms an effective barrier against the infections by the microbes and the pathogens. Skin help us to synthesize the vitamin D and using the sunlight. Now they have shown you how to take care of your sensory organs. Not important, they are for the students of the 6th class. Now endocrine system. So they have given the crux of your whole the organ system, which is a big chapter, and they have given in one chapter all the knowledge in one chapter. The endocrine system regulates various functions of the body and maintain the internal environment. Endocrine glands are present in our body. It produces the chemical substance that is known as the hormone. Now endocrine system, so a beautiful picture they have shown you. So in the endocrine system, these are the glands you will find, that the hypothalamus, then the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. The thalamus and there the thyroid gland in the neck, and the parathyroid gland you will find in the neck. Then there is the pancreas, then the adrenal gland and the ovary in the female, and the testicle you will find in the males. So gland and their location, they have given a beautiful chart for your reference. Pituitary at the base of the brain, pineal gland at the base of the brain, thyroid gland at the neck, and the thalamus at the chest, and the pancreas in the abdomen, and the adrenal gland above the kidney, and the gonads at the pelvic cavity you will find there. The next comes is the excretory system. The nitrogenous waste are removed from the body. They are removed from the body by the excretory system. It is composed of the kidney, ureterus, urinary bladder, and the urethra. नाउ किडनीज these are the bean shaped. किडनी कैसी होती हैं? bean shape की होती हैं स्ट्रक्चर. they are present in the abdominal cavity में present होती हैं. the functional unit of the kidney that are called as the nephrons, because the nephrons they filter the blood and they form the urine बनाती हैं. So you can see your kidney structure has been given. So blood with the waste goes from the here, then the blood without the waste goes in the blue pipe, and then this is your urine, then the medulla, then the cortex of the kidney, and they have shown how the blood and urine is separated. Now why do we drink water? Our body contains about 70% of water. हमारी बॉडी में मिलेगा. Some parts have the more water like the gray matter of the brain, that is 85%, and some less have the fat cell, that is 15%. We normally consume 1.5 to the 3.5 liters water every day in the form of the food and the water. So water in and it goes out through the urine, and through the sweat also it goes out. Now this they have shown you the diagram of your excretory system. So the red one is your renal artery. It brings blood containing the oxygen and the urea from the aorta to the kidneys. Then the next one is this your renal vein. Renal vein it brings the filtered blood को लेके आती है kidney and to the inferior vena cava तक. Then the yellow one is ureter. Yellow one is ureter जो कि कैरी करता है आपका यूरिन को फ्रॉम किडनी टू द यूरिनरी ब्लैडर तक लेके जाता है. इसका काम जो है कैरी करना है टू द यूरिनरी ब्लैडर. नाउ किडनीज जस्ट इनसाइड द बैक रिब्स and they regulate the chemical composition of the fluids in the body. Now next comes is your urinary bladder, an expandable मस्कुलर सैक है जो कि आपका यूरिन को कंटेन करता है until it is discharged from our body. So this now urethra, the tube through which the urine is discharged from the body, and it is surrounded by the muscles that allow us to control the urination. Now this was the huge chapter, and this has been completed. So the points to remember is not important because we have done the chapter in detail. So this was the 6th class book that we have done. So one more chapter is there that is about the computer, and we are not concerned with the computer because it will not come in the UPSC exam. So they have been showing you about the parts of the computer, so it is easy. You all know what is the input output CPU, so how to scroll. You are using these things in your daily life, so these are not important for us. Now this thing you must know about this use of the unit of the memories, you must know about that. So initially from the 1 byte, and the 1 byte has the approximately 1000 kilobyte, and the 1000 kilobyte 1 kilobyte has the 1 megabyte, 1 megabyte has the 1 gigabyte, 1 gigabyte has 1 terabyte, and 1 terabyte is 1 petabyte, and 1 petabyte is 1 exabyte, and 1 exabyte is 1 zettabyte, and 1 zettabyte is 1 yottabyte. Now earlier we used to work in the gigabyte. Now our computers has the memory which is 1 TB. So 1 TB is a terabyte. So let us go through it quickly. So if there is something which is useful for us, we have a quick view. So you know the types of the cable you use in your daily life, that the definition you must know about the high definition multimedia interface HDMI, USB is the universal serial bus, and VGA means the video graphic array. So these definition this is useful for your that the SSC exam if you are preparing, and this can be useful for your state PCS exams. It is useful. The VGA cable they have shown you, then the USB cable, HDMI cable, then the data cable they have shown, the audio jack, then the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi network. So this was the small chapter. So we have completed this book. So you have the Saturday Sunday to study the 6th class term first book. then 7th class sorry 6th class term second book, and you have the Saturday Sunday to study these. Now on Monday, not so important, they have not given the detail wireless, they have not given in the detail. It is important, later on we would be doing that. Now the Tuesday, the Monday and the Tuesday, we would be doing the social science part. We would be completing the 6th class term 3rd social science if possible. I would be doing that. So my target is that on Monday I would be completing the 6th class term 3rd. So if I have to take the 2 classes or 3 classes, I would be completing, it would be 6 chapters. So then on the Tuesday we would be doing the science part, that is the 30th June. So this month we would be completing the 6th class Tamil Nadu SCRT book completely. Then in the June we would be completing the 7th and the 8th class till 15th. So target would be my 15th we would be completing this 7th and the 8th class, all the books we would be completing, and till the 30th July we would be completing the rest of the book, that is the 9th class book we would be completing. 9th and the 10th we would be completing, and in August we would be completing the 11th and the 12th. Yes, I will go in same pace. So if we see that I have taken the class in the morning, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the 1.5 hour in the evening. So if I calculate, so these so 6 chapters, if I take in a day 6 chapters, it will take me maximum 4 hours. So I wanted to complete your syllabus in time. So in August, so I have said you to complete these classes till the 6 months. No, September we would be I don't have the time in the September. We would be doing the test series and the previous year question. We would be completely focusing on September in prelims preparation. So if prelims is not cleared, then it is of no use. So our aim is clearing the prelims. So likewise for the people who have joined the mains class, for them I will be saying that I have provided you the notes of the president. I have given you, do study them, and on Monday we would be completing the president. Along with the president, on Monday we would be doing the vice president, council of ministers. We would be completing on Monday itself. And there is no PSIR class also today, because I am preparing the slides today, so they are not complete. So on Monday we would be completing the John Locke. So this is the we require to study also parallelly, specifically the 9th to the 12th, as you told. 9th to 12th 9th to 10th we would be doing in the July itself, and the August we will be doing the 11th and the 12th. So you have the 2 days off, the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday. I am not conducting any classes, so you can revise the things which we have done in the previous days. So you can revise that. And I am not having the time to do the your मेंस आंसर राइटिंग. मेरे को बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है कि मैं आपकी मेंस आंसर राइटिंग करा पाऊँ. तो मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि जो सैटरडे संडे को है मैं उसको मेंस आंसर राइटिंग के लिए यूटिलाइज कर लूँ. मैं आपके लिए क्वेश्चंस और मॉडल आंसर बना पाऊँगा अब इस सैटरडे संडे को. सो आई नीड द टाइम फॉर दैट ऑल्सो. So thank you all of you. Good night, take care, and we will be meeting back on the Monday. So if you have any problem, any doubt, you can directly contact to me on the Telegram channel. So that was all. Thank you all of you.